Hi everyone, this is Puppy Maroon, and today I will go over my own idea for a rewrite of Disney's Wish. Now I'm sure you're all aware of Disney's latest film and how disappointing it was. I've seen some people throw their hats in the ring on how to improve the movie, and today I will present my own personal idea for a rewrite of Disney's Wish. The movie begins with the storybook opening, similar to the one in the original Wish. This storybook opening tells the story of a group of star-shaped fairies called starlings. Long ago, the starlings lived among the humans and granted their wishes. One day, the starlings met a human named Otaku. Otaku made a wish for happiness. Unfortunately, that was one of the few wishes that the starlings couldn't grant. The starlings gave Otaku everything they could, from the finest foods to the fanciest clothes to the most valuable treasures. They even tried setting Otaku up with the most beautiful woman, but nothing they did could make Otaku happy. Eventually, the starlings gave up and apologized to Botaku for failing him. Botaku did not like that at all. Enraged, he turned to sorcery to find happiness. He then learned of a powerful spell that would allow him to obtain happiness at the expense of others. But to do that, he needed a starling. So he captured Sirius, the king of the starlings, and started using the spell. Otaku was finally experiencing the happiness he's been seeking, but it was causing pain to his starling captive, and it was killing the people and animals the spell was siphoning happiness from. Amongst Otaku's victims was the family of a young girl named Amaya. With the aid of the starlings, Amaya triumphed over Otaku. Alas, the starlings lost their beloved king in the process. After that fateful day, the starlings took refuge in a room outside of the human world. They brought Amaya with them and raised her there. When Amaya grew up, she founded the kingdom of Rosas with help from the starlings and from the wizard Magnifico, so that there would be a place where wishes can be granted safely. After the storybook opening, we get introduced to Asha. This iteration of Asha is going to be very different from the original version in Disney's Wish. In this rewrite, Asha is a biracial girl who had just moved to Rosas following the tragic death of her parents. Asha is quiet and kind-hearted and has a special affinity for animals. However, she is also very shy and lonely. She spends much of her time reading to take her mind off of how lonely she is. I intend for this iteration of Asha to be what I like to call a non-princess Disney princess. This is a term I give to a Disney character who technically isn't a princess, but is still considered a Disney princess anyway. Examples of a non-princess Disney princess are Mulan, Pocahontas, and Moana. I also intend for this iteration of Asha to be voiced by Julia Michaels, the female singer of the demo version of At All Costs. Upon arriving to Rosas, Asha learns that tonight is the annual wishing ceremony. Every year at dusk, 10 people are randomly selected to have their wish granted, and 10 starlings are randomly selected to have the honor of granting those wishes. However, there are two conditions that need to be followed. 1. The wish each person makes needs to be one that the starlings can and will grant. 2. Each person has to make a wish they haven't told anyone, or else the starlings wouldn't be able to make it come true. After learning about the wishing ceremony, Asha thinks about the stories she treasures most. This would be a great time to reference some of the classic Disney films, such as Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella. Asha recalls then all of her favorite stories. The heroine discovers true love and lives happily ever after. Asha decides to have her wish be for true love, in the hopes that she wouldn't be lonely anymore. We then get introduced to Lucian, the Starling Prince. As you can see, Lucian's design is based largely off of the star creature from the original version of Disney's Wish. However, his personality is much more fleshed out. He is playful and cheerful, adventurous and curious, and very caring. We intend for Lucian to be voiced by Benjamin Rice, the male singer of the demo version of At All Costs, for reasons that will become clear before too long. When we're introduced to Lucian, he's unable to sleep because of how excited he is for the wishing ceremony. For context, starlings are nocturnal, hence why the wishing ceremony takes place at dusk. Lucian's mother, Queen Maya, comes into his room and comments on how bright he is. For some more context, how brightly a starling glows depends on their mood. In this case, Lucian is glowing very brightly because of his excitement. Queen Maya asks her son if he's excited for the wishing ceremony, and he says yes. He has become old enough to grant wishes, and this will be the first time he gets a chance to do so. Lucian then asks his mother if they can go and explore the human world. The then incident of Otaku occurred when he was just a baby, so he never got to experience what the human realm is like. Maya tells Lucian that's too dangerous, as they might encounter a human like Otaku. She doesn't want any starlings to suffer the same fate as Sirius, especially Lucian. Lucian acknowledges this, but states that this is still something he would love to do. Maya tells her son sweet dreams and to try to get some sleep before heading to bed. Lucian then lays back on his cloud bed and sings a song about his desire to go out and explore the human realm and use his magic to help others. We then jump ahead to later that night at the wishing ceremony, where Asha is the first person to be selected to have her wish granted. Lucian is the first starling to be selected to grant that wish. Asha is initially freaked out at the sight of Lucian, but Lucian is quickly able to warm up to her. Unfortunately, when Asha makes her wish for true love, it turns out to be one of the few wishes that the starlings can't grant. Asha is told that she can wish for something else instead, but she says, "No, that's okay," and leaves. Lucian also leaves, as the look of despair on Asha's face left him feeling sullen. Upon returning home, Asha goes to her room and starts to cry. She then looks out her window and sees the wishing star. She remembers reading a book about the wishing star. According to legend, anyone who wishes upon the wishing star will have their dreams come true. Asha figures that the starlings can't grant her wish for true love, then maybe the wishing star can. This is where she sings this wish. In this version, Asha sings about how much she yearns to obtain true love, so she would be cured of her loneliness and would do wishing star has the power to give magic to the starlings. Maybe it can grant the wishes the starlings can't. So he tells the wishing star that if he provided a solution to grant Asha's wish, it would mean the world to him. At that moment, Lucian hears a voice calling out to him. It's Magnifico. Lucian goes over to meet with him. Magnifico tells Lucian that he has discovered a spell that will help Asha attain true love. However, he needs some ingredients to prepare the spell. He needs Lucian to collect the ingredients for him. Lucian asks Magnifico why he needs to be the one to collect the ingredients. Magnifico tells Lucian that he doesn't need to be the one to collect the ingredients. That being said, he has talked about in the past about wanting to explore the human realm, and this is his chance to do so. Lucian still isn't entirely convinced, especially since this man's proceeding with the plan without his mom's permission. This is where we get Magnifico's feelings that this version is very different from the original wish. Here, it has Magnifico trying to convince Lucian to help him. At the end of the song, Lucian is convinced and agrees to go with the plan. Magnifico tells Lucian that he will need a human disguise to go out into the human world, so he begins preparing a plan with the human disguise. As Lucian realizes that perhaps in Lucian's Magnifico had some plan with Lucian is frightened by this, but he continues with the plan anyway. For a moment, the mixture is open. Lucian hovers over the cauldron and lets the steam enlighten. Before long, Lucian has transformed into a human with a luminous glow. He looks at himself in the mirror and thanks Magnifico for how amazing he looks. Lucian suddenly feels very tired and asks Magnifico why that's the case. Magnifico explains that unlike starlings, humans are diurnal. He suggests that Lucian get some sleep before he begins his quest. Lucian obliges. Meanwhile, the next morning, Asha decides that there's no use crying over spilled milk. If she can't obtain true love, maybe she can befriend some of the citizens of Rosas. She tries making some friends, but her shyness makes it difficult for her to do so. She does manage to befriend a cute goat she names Valentino. Meanwhile, Magnifico sends Lucian on his way, but not before giving him the alias Polaris, as well as 3 guidelines. 1. He must not let anyone know that he's Prince Lucian of the Starlings. 2. He must not rely on too much of his magic, since using too much magic can be very draining for starlings. 3. He must not allow himself to experience too much excitement, happiness, or any other emotion that will cause him to shine brightly, or else his human disguise will dissolve. It's okay as long as it's during the day and not nighttime. So Polaris heads out on his quest. Before long, he bumps into Asha and Valentino. He apologizes and introduces himself. Asha introduces herself and Valentino to Polaris. As Polaris is petting Valentino, he gets Stardust on him, giving him the ability to speak. However, in this version, Valentino's voice is more childlike. Asha asks Polaris how he is able to do that. Polaris explains to Asha that he has magic powers. He then tells her that he's collecting ingredients for a spell Magnifico is preparing, and invites Asha and Valentino to join him. Asha agrees as she loves helping others and is happy to have a friend. So Asha, Polaris and Valentino set off together for the ingredients for Magnifico's spell. Along the way, they overcome many obstacles and meet new friends. Here's the list of new friends they meet. This is Dorado. His design is based off of the design of Asha's grandfather in the original Wish. He's an ex-starling who had just turned 100. A nice little nod to Disney's 100th anniversary. An ex-starling is a starling who became a human after losing their magic. They have a star-shaped mark on their body as a symbol of their previous form. In Dorado's case, he became an ex-starling after sacrificing his magic to resurrect the infant daughter of a close human friend of his. Even though the starlings have the power to resurrect the dead, they can only do so under 3 conditions. 1. The resurrection has to take place less than 24 hours after the death. 2. The starling will have to sacrifice their magic and live the rest of their life as an ex-starling. The starling will need to perform the resurrection for the sake of a human they care deeply about. When Dorado interacts with Polaris, he suspects they might be Lucian in disguise. Dorado warns Polaris to be careful, as Magnifico may have ulterior motives for helping him. This is Ruby. She is a cheerful little girl from a poor but loving family. Despite their impoverished circumstances, her family has everything they need, and they're all very thankful for it. Because of this, they were able to gain the happiness that the starlings were unable to give to Botaku. I'm featuring Ruby and her family in this rewrite of Wish to teach viewers that happiness comes from how thankful you are for what you have, not from how much stuff or what kind of stuff you get. This is this rewrite's version of Dahlia. In this rewrite, Dahlia is the apprentice of a witch. She tells Asha and Polaris that every living organism has a bit of starlight within their hearts. Those bits of starlight allow living organisms to make wishes. This is this rewrite's version of Bazima. In this rewrite, Bazima comes from a wealthy family and feels unfulfilled. She finds fulfillment in helping Asha and Polaris and decides to use her wealth to help others. Meanwhile, Maya is approached by Maya. Maya is distraught because Lucian has gone missing. Maya suspects that Lucian has gone out into the human realm and fears that he'll be captured by a human like Botaku. So Maya and Maya set off together to find Lucian. Magnifico sends the 2 queens on a wild goose chase to prevent them from finding Lucian. By nightfall, Asha and Polaris have obtained everything they need for Magnifico's spell. The 2 head back through the woods to return to Magnifico. At this point, Polaris has developed feelings for Asha, and it's causing him to shine dangerously bright. Hoping to reduce how much he's shining, he decides to confess his feelings to her. Thus begins this rewrite's version of At All Costs. This version of the song is identical to the demo version of the song. I bet you understand now why Asha and Lucian are being voiced by Julia Michaels and Benjamin Rice for this rewrite. For this music number, Asha and Polaris do a waltz as they confess their love to each other and vow to protect each other at all costs. Animal couples and animal families watching this start cuddling at the sight of the duo singing and dancing together. This would be a great great opportunity to have some of Disney's animal characters cameo. Valentino also watches this, and his reaction to this is similar to the dwarf's reaction to hearing Snow White sing "Someday My Prince Will Come." At the end of the song, Asha kisses Polaris. This causes Polaris to shine with the light so intense that everyone in Rosas sees it. Amaya and Maya also see the light. Maya recognizes it as Lucian's light, and the duo rush into the woods. When the light fades away, so does Lucian's human disguise, and he has reverted back into his starling form. He apologizes to Asha for his deception. Asha questions why he should apologize. After all, he had a very good reason to conceal his true identity. Besides, she had suspected his true identity from the moment she met him. At that moment, Magnipko arrives dressed in black and green. At this point, his sheepskin is all but gone, and his true motives are revealed. The spell that Magnipko was working on wasn't to help Asha obtain true love, but to help Magnipko destroy the human race. He now only needs Lucian for the spell to be complete. So he captures Lucian and begins to wreak havoc on Rosas. Asha teams up with her new friends, Amaya and the Starlings, and sets off to stop Magnipko's rampage and hopefully rescue Lucian. But despite their best efforts, they can't take down Magnipko. The Starlings start to fret as they fear that they will have to kill their beloved prince to stop Magnipko. But Asha has an idea: sing a reprise of At All Costs. Asha sacrifices herself to save Lucian and stop Magnipko. It is then revealed that Magnipko was actually the lost King Sirius. He had survived the incident with Botaku, but he had lost his magic and became an ex-starling. The spell that Botaku used Sirius for also rendered him a shell of his former self and left him bitter and resentful. Lucian wants to resurrect Asha, and he also wants to return Sirius to his starling self. Maya tells Lucian that while he can resurrect Asha at the cost of his magic, it will take a miracle to restore Sirius to his starling self. Dorado tells Lucian that they should be able to perform a miracle with everyone's will and with the aid of the wishing star. So Lucian and everyone sing a reprise of this wish, resurrecting Asha and restoring Sirius to his starling self. Lucian becomes an ex-starling. Asha embraces Lucian, and Sirius apologizes to everyone for the trouble he's caused. And that's my pitch for a rewrite of Disney's Wish. So what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy my pitch? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and share it around. If you want to receive notifications for my videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.